Hi friends, hope you're doing well. I'm Dr. Milind. So in this interview series, I am trying to bring to you a lot of exceptional success stories where students with their lot of hard work, consistency and dedication have faced wonderful ranks. So it is every PG aspirant's dream to crack PG in first attempt, and this is considered as a wonderful feat. So today we are very lucky we have with us Dr. Emin who has cracked NEET PG in her first attempt and secured a wonderful rank of 945. So I would like to congratulate and welcome Dr. Emin formally, and let's try to decode the secrets that how she end up in top 1000 in her first attempt. So hi Dr. Emin, welcome and please introduce yourself.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much for this opportunity, sir. I am Dr. Emin Danya. I'm from 2015 batch. I studied in Kanyakumari Government Medical College, which is in the southernmost part of India, in the state of Tamil Nadu. I secured an All India rank of 945 with a score of 606 marks in the NEETPG 2022 exam.
Yes, I mean that's very really a wonderful feat and many congratulations to you. So let tell us about
Thank you,
what
sir.
was your study strategy and what was your study source, like which classes you joined and what was your source of preparation.
I joined DAMS in May 2021. DAMS was my primary source of preparation. I watched all the subjects in DAMS except for pharmacology and anatomy, for which I used Marrow video lectures, and I had taken down the notes. And then for MCQs and Cube banks, I used Marrow.
Okay. So your basic source was DAMS for the most of the subject like theory, and few
Yes, sir.
subject you did your
Yes, sir.
Marrow, and QBank you did from the Marrow. So this was your basic source.
Marrow. Yes, sir.
So how was your
Yes,
day?
sir.
Like tell us about your day. Like during preparation time, how did you distribute your day?
My preparation is kind of half-assed because I don't consistently study for a certain set of hours.
Hmm.
During the initial months of my preparation, I used to sit down only for about 6 to 7 hours to the maximum. Beyond that, I was not able to concentrate. It is very subjective according to me. So initially, I used
Yes.
to worry that I was not able to study for long hours like others, and I used to tell my friends that also. But then over time, I came to terms with that because only we can know what true potential we have, and how much many hours we can focus, and that is a very subjective. So I came to terms with that, and I studied for a maximum of about 6 to 7 hours. And in the last month, I increased the number of hours to about 8 to 10 hours per day.
Yeah. So
And then, yes, sir. Then during the week, I used to take breaks on Sundays. I used to give a GT in the morning, and then I used to take the entire day off. This was my schedule during the months of my preparation.
and I think this is a very good message for those who take too much of stress and keep working continuously. It is very necessary to relax your brain. And that's what I tell students. You should enjoy your studying. As you can see, Dr. Amin has studied around 8 to 10 hours daily. Contrary to the popular opinion, even I used to study for like 14 to 16 hours. But as you said that it is subjective. If you are able to do a focus study, like I believe whatever I used to study in 14 hours, Dr. Amin used to finish it in 8 hours. So because she was more focused than I was. So definitely, if you're focused, you are going to need less time. Also, whenever you feel burnout, whenever you feel relaxed, I also used to take off on Saturdays, like Saturday evening, if I feel like I'm not able to study. So instead of pushing your body to study, just take a break. That is not a waste of time. That is actually something that you need.
It's,
So you should actually combine everything in your preparation. It should not be only monotonous study. Otherwise, your brain will be fatigued. So I think that's a very good advice he has given. How did you distribute your theory and MCQs in a day?
so I read the notes thoroughly, so that was my primary aim to be very thorough in my notes. And then Qbanks was kind of overwhelming for me, so I primarily solved the previous year questions,
Yes.
and then I used to note down the extra points in the notes which I had written. So GTs also, instead of reviewing everything, I used to review only those which are wrong or which are not present in my notes. The questions which I commit wrong, which are already present in my notes, I don't review that so much. So my primary thing was to make thorough of the notes.
I think that's a very good advice, and that is what students should do because covering a Q bank and covering MCQs is so difficult, giving the time that we have. So as she said, Whatever MCQs are already in your notes, don't review them, don't go behind their theory and explanation. But something that is new, that is not covered in your notes or you don't know, you can spend time on that. So that is something very important to save your time, and I think it's a very good advice given by Dr. Emin. So how were you as a UG student? I mean, were you topper in your class and then you end up in top 1000? How was it?
Sir, I was a good student in my OG days, sir. I was a topper. I scored some distinctions and everything, but that doesn't mean I was very strong in my concepts or my basic subjects. I was like my primary thing during the preparation phase was I wanted to learn the things which I hadn't learned in my OG days, and there are certain things which we are obliged to know as an MBBS graduate. So which we don't even know, which I hadn't known during my internship period and so. So I wanted to know those things. So that was my primary thought process during preparation phase. I
Yes.
wanted to learn the things which I must know. So yes, sir.
And I think that's a very good thing that you have said. You know, a lot of students they just read for the sake of reading. But if you enjoy the reading, if you try to understand what it is given, it is going to stay with you for long. And I will always say that the students who are even decent during their UG days, they are going to get benefit because NEET PG or INICT, you are not going to be only benefited what you read for 6 7 months. But everything that you read previously also in your UG days, that is definitely give you edge over your competitors. Let's move forward. So, how many revisions did you do? How did you plan your revisions?
So I wanted to do at least three revisions before my exam. So first I began my revision properly in December. So the first revision was kind of hard. The subjects would go beyond the days which I had planned. So, but even in spite of that, I used to only after completing a particular subject, I used to go on to the next subject instead of just sticking to the timetable. So then after actually my preparation was inadequate before the month of March. It was initially planned to be conducted in March. So before that, my preparation was kind of inadequate. So the postponement news was a boon to me. So then the thing which I had in mind was I should not waste this opportunity, which is God given actually. So I started preparing properly from the next day of the announcement of the postponement itself. Everyone advised me to take a break for a week or so, but then I had the feeling that I had already
Yes,
been so cool for so all these days. So then I shouldn't waste a single minute of that time. So after that, I completed two revisions, and then in the last 10 days, I had a single revision. So totally about four revisions. So
four revisions. So I think that's a very good advice,
yes,
and
sir.
this is how the student should plan. What did you keep for last like 5 10 days? Like before exam, what was? Uh,
So I used the DAM's DVT materials in the last time since it was difficult for me to go through the entire notes, and I was very stressed actually. I was not I was a very anxious person during my preparation also. So I was like going through the notes, and I was unsure of what to read during those last days. So my thing would be my advice would be to have if you have revision videos or such revision materials,
material,
so
yes.
that would really yes, that would really help you during the last few weeks of the preparation.
Yes, sir, definitely. What I will like to say, I mean, add to Dr. what I mean said that don't keep a subject for the last 5 days. As you said that even a rank 900 is also getting stressed in last 5 days, and as she said that she was feeling that I won't be able to do any subject, so she just found something. You know, you it's not like I will rather say there is no gold standard that what you should do in the last 5 days. Like you had access to DVT, so you did DVT. There are some students who did
Yes.
rapid revision. There are some students who flipped through the
Mm.
notes. There are some students who will do the mug up the charts or the mnemonics. So there are different things that you can do in the last 5 days. Sometimes it will help some student, sometimes it will help another student, but it does not mean that there is something that should be done by all students. But don't the message is don't keep a subject for last 5 days. Keep something like crispy revision material at the end where you don't panic because you are everybody stresses like even the rank one is panicking during those 5 days. So try to keep like short like charts, mnemonics, or as she said that like a revision material that you have already prepared. So don't stretch it till the end. Make your plan for last 5 10 days beforehand only. I think that is the one take home message from this particular question.
Yes.
How was your exam day strategy? How many questions did you attempt, and how did you face the exam?
I was stressed only, sir. Then about attempting the number of questions, I would like to thank you, sir. I had watched a video of you in which you had told that for NEET you should attempt at least more than 190 questions, which is absolutely important. I had no clue until that. I thought, okay, if I didn't know completely, I can just leave that question. But after watching that video, then you told to read the options first and then rule out. So I had followed that. I attempted 194 questions. So then, yeah, first, if some questions may look like we don't know anything at first, but actually, after seeing all those four options, I think mostly we can come to a conclusion because, like, totally, if it is out of concept which you hadn't even learned, then it would be difficult. I would suggest to leave those questions. But if you had already learned the concept and the question is kind of difficult for you, then I would advise to give more time to that question and analyze the options, and we can rule out definitely.
Even I think that's a very nice advice that she given. And as I have said that the reason why we all recommend that attempting more questions because everybody else is doing. Even if you like everybody knows 160 questions, like it's all about 160 questions that everybody knows. That is the real competition is about. But if everybody would attempt 160, then that's okay. But even the toppers are taking the risk that everybody is taking that extra 30 marks risk because the marking is in your favor. You are getting +4 for the correct, and only one is deducted for the minus. So that is always a good chance. So to take that risk. Second thing you told about your
Yes,
how
sir.
to execute
Because
the yes,
sir, even if we commit a silly mistake in some one-liner questions or something, there will be some conceptual questions in which we may feel that we don't know the answer, but it actually may be correct. So
correct, yeah, and
I
that
would
will be made up.
advise.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes in conceptual, and as I said, the clinical questions typically have different answers, and sometimes our guessing is
Yes,
right. Our that feeling because if you have prepared well, your mind will connect those dots and you will reach to the correct answer. So definitely, you should take that chance. And I think with your rank, you have proved that what all the knowledge that you had, your brain has processed it well. And about the options you said, that in exam, it's not
yes,
like
sir.
no matter how easy questions and how silly question looks, you have to read all the four options. A lot of students they read the question and
Yes,
they know
sir.
okay this is the answer. They click it and move forward. They don't even bother. There may be all of the option above in the end, or there will be any option in the end that is
Yes, sir. I used
also
to
correct.
commit these mistakes during my grand tests. I used to I don't read the questions entirely because at the end of the question there may be twist. The word except may be in it,
Yes, yes,
or there'll be double negatives and stuff. And the options also, if I feel that a particular option is the answer, I'll just click and go. During my grand test, I was very sure not to commit this mistake in my final exam.
and these like simple silly mistake they cost a huge rank. I mean I have seen this result list. Just 3 4 questions difference. That makes a difference of like 1,000 ranks. So that is why
Yes,
it is very important to stay calm during your exam and tick mark everything. Like you should see question properly, you should read it properly, you should process it properly. I think that's a very good advices that you have given. Lastly, what message you want to give to all the students who are preparing for the next NEET PG exam and NICT?
so, my first advice would be to take adequate breaks. Otherwise, because of the burnout, it will result in a lot of wasting of days. Because initial days of my preparation, I when I sat continuously for about 10 days, then on the 11th day, I used to feel a burnout, and because of that, I would waste up to 2 to 3 days. So instead of that, taking a break in between half a day, it won't matter. So it will actually help you to it will actually boost you for the next day of preparation. And then don't compare yourself to others, don't compare your ranks. So because everyone is in a different journey, and your hard work and your work will eventually pay you. So that is one of the mistakes I committed, because the INSET results was declared in between before the exam. So yeah, I got a rank of about 4,000. I was satisfied because with the difficulty of the paper, I felt that I would score very less. So I was kind of okay, but I felt that I hadn't. I started comparing myself to others, and I felt that what am I wrong? Why am I not scoring well? So all these things, all these questions, So I had, and it kind of bugged me during my preparation. So I would advise to avoid all these things. Just focus on yourself, and everyone has a different journey, and everyone has their own stuff to take care of. So just focus on your work, and you are answerable only to yourself. Just so there are days where I used to study for just an hour, and that's all. But I used to feel satisfied because I hadn't wasted the whole day. Instead of that,
Yes.
I at least studied for a day. So you're answerable only to yourself. Make sure that you're satisfied with yourself, and you should not have any what ifs at the end of the. That was my motto. I shouldn't feel like what if I hadn't gone out, what if I hadn't gone out or somewhere that day, what if I had spent more hours that day. That feeling should not be there at the end of my results. So instead of that, it's okay to feel stressed, and it's okay to push through during the present moment. That was my thing during the preparation. Yes.
And I think that's a very nice message given. Thank you so much, Dr. Emin. So I will say that what are the takeaways from this interview is you should not take too much of stress, take frequent breaks, and whenever you feel like burnout, then you can definitely go out. And the time that you have spent on yourself, on relaxing your mind, is not a waste of time. It is definitely a time that is invested in your preparation. So I think that's what the main message I would like to give from this interview. So thank you so much, Dr. Emin, for your time and
Thank you,
giving
sir.
insight into your preparation and your success. And again, many congratulations on
Thank
your
you,
rank. And I will
thank you
wish
so much, sir.
you the best for your next journey.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity, sir.
Thank you.